Unhappy Monday to everybody. The reason I say unhappy, today is April 15th. Today's tax day. Today is the day that all of us that owe Uncle Sam get to write that check to support Ukraine. Nothing that we're going to get out of it ourselves. We won't get bridges fixed or airplanes, not to have falling parts. We won't get a military pay raise. We won't get increased protection on the border for our tax dollars. We just get to send it to Ukraine. Yeah. So this is the day when we all get poor. Government gets fatter and goes, hey, look, we have more money to spend. Cool. Who needs a handout? Nancy, does the Kennedy Center need some more money? We've got a bunch now. Yeah. That's today. Lucky us. And if you think today is painful, I want you to hear this. I want you to hear what Biden has announced for his tax plan should he get reelected. You think it's painful this year? Get this. First thing, this one we kind of know. Biden wants to increase the corporate income tax from 21%, where Trump brought it down to 28%. Then you add the average state corporate tax of 4%, and the combined corporate tax under Joe Biden would now be 32% instead of the current 25%. Yeah, guess who gets to pay that? You and me, in the form of inflation, okay? Because I hate to tell you this, corporate CEOs aren't taking pay cuts. They certainly aren't going to their employees and going, you need a pay cut, okay? No, they go, well, we got to pay 8% more tax or whatever it is, 7% more tax. We'll just raise our prices. And you and I get to pay the tax. But that's hardly the only one. Biden also wants to raise the taxes on subchapter S's, partnerships, basically all small businesses who pay their income tax on their personal income tax. Okay? If you know anything how corporate workings go, unless you are a corporation of some sort, C Corp or something like that, you pay your taxes as a sole proprietor. Okay, partnerships split between the two, etc. He wants to raise that to 39.6%. Okay, yeah. So, regardless of how much the company makes, you get to pay the top income tax bracket. Guess what small businesses will do? Raise their prices or lay off workers. That's good for the economy, Joe. Okay. He wants to increase the federal capital gains tax to 44.6%. Okay. I'm going to give you just what I'm explaining here. You buy a share of stock. We're just going to say one just to make the math easy. And you buy it for $100 a share. Wonderful. It doubles. It goes to $200 a share. And you sell it. More than a year. Long-term capital gains, right? You made $100. Oh no. Uncle Sam's going to get $44.60 of that $100 that you made. So you get the remaining $55.40. So you took all the risk, and you get to keep half the reward. Isn't that convenient for Uncle Sam? You take all the risk, and they get half the profit. Cool. More money for Joe to spend. Just to give you an idea, if you live in California, for example, you get to pay not only the 44.6% federal tax, you also get to add a 14.4 state capital gains tax. So yeah, when you make that $100, you got to send out $59 of it in taxes. You get to keep a whopping 41. Aren't you glad you took all that risk and live in California? If you live in New York, just for example, your combined taxes are 53.4%. And you wonder why California and New York are seeing so many people leave, right? Okay. This is the one that's going to piss off a lot of us. Biden has vowed to add a second death tax to the tax code, okay, by eliminating a stepped up cost basis that you leave to your heirs. So the way it works now, if you own, let's say, your house, okay, and you bought your house in 1960 for $30,000, and now your house is worth $500,000. Okay, your kids may not want to keep your house. The way it works now is when you die, that is what the value of whatever asset you have, whether it's stocks, whether it's real estate, whether it's a business, whatever. You die today, your house is worth $500,000. The kids sell your house a month from now and they get $510,000 for it. They have to pay taxes on that $10,000 capital gain, okay? Because it was $500,000 when you died. When they took ownership of it, they're selling it for $510,000. They pay taxes for $10,000. Biden's getting rid of that. You bought your house in 1960 for $30,000, and the kids sell it now for $510,000. The kids get to pay taxes on $480,000. There goes your estate. You now are leaving the majority of your wealth, everything that you worked for throughout your entire life, to Uncle Sam, not to your kids. Okay. I ain't done. All right. The next one. Biden wants to impose a tax on unrealized capital gains. Okay. So let's go back to my example. You bought a share of stock for $100. In a year, it goes to $200. You don't sell it. You still own the stock. Biden wants you to pay the capital gains tax of 44.6% on it, or whatever he's going to come up with, this unrealized tax rate. Now, next year, the stock goes from 200 to 100. You're back to where you started, except you paid the 44 whatever unrealized capital gains tax. You're out that money. And oh no, there isn't a unrealized capital loss credit. So you better hope whatever you buy keeps going up. Otherwise, potentially, you're going to wind up losing money on your investment and being taxed on it. So this is the perfect example of Joe completely trying to destroy the stock market and inevitably completely destroying capitalism. Okay, I'll give you that. Got a 401k, got a pension plan, got an IRA. Biden's already signed into law a tax that whenever a company buys its own stock, it's subject to a 1% tax. Now, if you've got XYZ stock in your 401k, your pension plan, which all pension plans do, but if you've got it in your 401k, anything like that, you're paying a 1% tax to get that stock. It's coming out of your contribution in your 401k, for example. Biden wants to increase that to 4%, a 400% increase. Isn't that convenient? So now, not only in your 401k do you have to pay the administration fees and everything that you're making up on the mutual funds or whatever, which usually bounce somewhere around 2% a year between 12B1s and whatever you get. Now you've also got to pay a 4% tax on that stock. So literally what you need your money to do is grow 6%. The average return in the market historically is 7%. Okay. You need your money to grow 6% to break even. Let's hope to God the economy doesn't crash, because now you paid 6% to lose money. Gee, Could this be a way that we could kill people's retirement savings? Yeah. Okay. Then, of course, they are talking about adding a carbon tax and an energy tax to everything. You want to go to the gas station, you see that sticker, state tax, federal tax, highway tax, yada, yada, yada. We're going to have a carbon tax. Oh, you'll get a carbon tax in your electric bill. And give them enough time, they'll give you a carbon tax for breathing, for your plumbing. Oh my God, you flush your toilet. That's, we've got to charge you a tax on that. This is how desperate this country is to get rid of this clown. We've talked about this feudalism for years. They want everything. Don't be fooled, people. The Democrats under Biden or whatever other clown they decide to run, literally want you to be serfs. You work, the government gets everything. Think about China. Think about North Korea. Think about Soviet Russia. The government owned everything. You worked for the government. The government decides, or decided, depending on if the country still exists, what you get. And I'm not talking about how much you get paid. You get a pound of butter this week. You'll own nothing and be happy. Own nothing, I can see, with what they're trying to do. Take it all from the people. Be happy? I don't know. Am I supposed to be happy I'm alive? Because the next solution they're going to have is the same one they have in China, North Korea, Soviet Russia. You don't like it? We got a prison for you. That's what's coming. Unhappy tax day, people. Don't reelect this idiot. Pinball out.